This chapter is about all things pitch shifting, and we've got a real mix of old and new pedals. To start with, I've got the Roger Mayer Octavia. Roger Mayer was Jimi Hendrix's technician, and these are hand-built pedals here in the UK. The Octavia mixes in a 1 octave uptone and also adds fuzz to the sound as well, helping it really cut through for solos and lead guitar breaks. Next I've got the Digitech Whammy pedal. It's famous all the way through the 90s for crazy sound effects. I think Tom Morello and Jack White. This is a Whammy 5 and it's a polyphonic version, but can also do the original monophonic sounds as well. The pedal's a harmonizer, as well as offering the typical octave up, octave down, 2 octave up, 2 octave down effects using the expression pedal. The Whammy's most famous for the really crazy Tom Morello type sound effects, but some of our examples will show how it can really be quite a subtle effect as well. And lastly, I've got the Moai Maea, hand built by Enrico Prus, aka KMA Machines in Berlin. This is a sub-octave and 2 sub-octave pedal, and also has an octave up fuzz tone as well. It's got a built-in effects loop, which we'll also be using in our examples. So first of all, I'm using the Roger Mayer Octavia pedal, and I'm combining it with the fuzz space as well, which is going to provide a kind of bass level, rhythm guitar level of distortion, and the Octavia will be a kind of boost on top of it. So I'm connecting the fuzz space first in the signal chain. I'm setting it with a fairly low level of fuzz and volume, so it's just got a little bit of grip on it. And then on the Octavia I've added a high level of gain and volume, so that high octave really comes through and helps the lead guitar parts cut through the mix fantastically. So I'm connecting power to the fuzz space, but being a much older pedal, this original Octavia only runs on 9V battery and has no power input. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're using the classic Digitech Whammy pedal. It's been hugely popular since it was first released in I think 1989. The Whammy has a much higher power draw than most pedals, so you have to be quite careful about what setting on your power supply you're using to give it enough amps. For the examples today, I'm using the octave up Whammy setting, so non-transposed, and then when I move the pedal down it shifts everything up an octave. The original Whammy pedal was actually monophonic, but for some of the other examples in the book I'm using the chord setting, which is available on modern Whammys, to make them polyphonic as well, without adding any artifacts to the sound. The original Whammy pedal was monophonic, meaning that if you play chords into it, it kind of goes a bit glitchy and crazy. But if you're looking for a lo-fi sound to add to your chord playing, then it can be just the right thing. For this example, I'm shifting the Whammy pedal up and down in octaves to give a kind of synth portamento slide effect to a fast neoclassical type pattern. So next up we've got the Moai Maea by KMA Machines, handmade in Berlin. This is going to be providing a sub-octave sound. It has octave down, 2 octave down, and also an octave up 1, which has a similar sound to the Octavia pedal, which we're also using, a kind of fuzz upper octave sound. It's also got an inbuilt effects loop, which affects the clean signal, so I'm going to add a fuzz onto that as well to complete that kind of layered garage rock kind of tone. Thinking white stripes, definitely above type tones here, and you've got a single guitar or bass stacking in octaves to raise that sound. Not only do KMA Machines make fantastic sounding bits of kit, but they also put so much effort into the housing as well. So here we've got the main on-off switch, the shriek, which is the octave up, and the drone, which controls both the octave and the 2 octaves down. And they put the LEDs as all the statue's eyes. How fantastic would that look on a dark stage? Very cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. This time I'm using the KMA Moai Maea again, but I'm mixing out the clean signal completely to leave me with just a synth bass type tone.